Hey guys, Matt with Canzone Chronicles here. I got a good one for you. This one's near and dear to my heart. The reason being, this is a 1942 M3A1 White Scout Car. The reason why it was called white is because it was made by the White Motor Corporation. The interesting thing about White Motor Company is they actually had kind of a colorful past, and they went from making sewing machines all the way up to being the leader in trucks and custom vehicles, which leads us to about 1932 when they actually saw sales slump. They partnered with the famous automaker Studebaker, which I'm sure a lot of people are aware of. And a couple years after their partnership with Studebaker, they decided to independently reorganize the company, go off on their own again, and fast forward to the late 30s, they started developing a car like this, or a vehicle like this rather. Very few vehicles in the 30s that were designed in the 30s actually saw any kind of combat in World War II, with the exception of this Butte right here. This thing is a total exception to the rule for that. Its debut was in the Pacific Theater during World War II in 1941, and then if you fast forward to later in 42, it saw combat in North Africa and the invasion of North Africa. So guys, on this side here, we got a jerry can for fuel. We got a water bag attached to it. This right here is the canvas cover for inclement weather. We got the unditching wheel. And then as we work our way over here, we got another jerry can and a water bag. We got our shovel and pick. You can see inside the vehicle right here, this is what's called a unirail. It goes all the way around, and you can see there's a 50 cal there. There would be a 30 cal mounted there, typically water cooled. And then there's two mounts, one here and one on the other side as well. And you can just see the thickness of this thing. Look at that armor plating, unbelievable. You got your machine gun mount here if you're doing some field work. It was later discovered these vehicles were inadequate for cross-country travel due to the weight and robust size. Because they were so heavy, they would actually sink going across country on different terrains that were soft. One of the things that I discovered in my research with this vehicle is that a lot of the Cleveland residents remember or recall convoys of these vehicles going from Cleveland to Canton, which was a 60-mile trip, to be outfitted with the armor and everything that you see on the outside. Because remember, again, these things were all fitted with just a frame, four wheels, a brake, and a steering wheel and gas pedal for the women war workers to drive these things through rain, hail, snow, and sleet and put up with all kinds of weather conditions without any kind of protection whatsoever. And they would drive these things 60 miles during World War II, during the time period that they were being used, from Cleveland to Canton. So just imagine that perspective for a second. When you think you have it rough or you're having a bad day at work, think that someone always has it worse, like the women of war that were working to put together vehicles and weapons for us to use during the war effort, and all the things and sacrifices that they had to make and go through. Just think about that. If you look into history alone, it'll tell you that sometimes when you're having a bad day, it's not as bad as what others are going through. I want to thank you guys for all your support, and if you want to see more stuff like this, please subscribe, hit the like button, and give us suggestions and comments below. We look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much, and remember, be honorable and keep